Welcome, everybody, to our leadership lunch chat today with myself and Jen Wilson. We're happy to be back. I'm happy to be in the land of the living after COVID. So last week, I was just down for the count. I mean, I kept pushing myself. That's the problem of getting sick and being remote is there's really nothing you can cancel. So except had to cancel this last week. But but yeah, I think so many people have gone through it the last few weeks or month, and very fortunate that um, wasn't as bad as some people get it. So just a lot of exhaustion.
Yeah, yes, we've had it. One of my children has had it as well this last week,
Yeah,
and yeah, scary fatigue.
yeah, fatigue. Yes.
Yeah,
So
and
what?
I'm glad you're better.
Well, thank
Thanking
you,
God that you're
thank
better
you.
and that it wasn't worse, and hopefully nothing but up from here, and happily maybe some immunity now for a
Yes,
while.
that's right. So for today, we thought what we're, big top of mind topic right now is all around pricing, financial management for the coming year. And really, to me, pricing also comes down to workplace happiness as well. We think it's just about, whether we increase the price or not, or have the confidence to increase the price or not. But there's a holistic look at pricing and making sure that you're doing the right thing for the business and for all the people that work inside the business. So, Jen, did you want to start off on this topic, and then we'll go?
Yeah. Well, I love the topic and I hate it. Most people don't want to talk money. That's the truth of it. And so this is a classic avoidance inside most businesses is, let's not talk about the fee increases we need to do. Labor talent is through the roof in terms of cost. Technology investments to be more efficient and do more with less are, significant. Um, it has never cost any of us more than it is right now to do business, period. And as a result of that, we cannot afford to continue to sell our services at the same price. You can't raise talent salaries 10% or 12% or whatever it's going to turn out to be in terms of labor expense increase. And it may even be greater than that on the whole inside firms, and not increase client fees the same or more, or you end up in a zero sum game. And so, we are faced with the practical reality that we have to execute fee increases, and we have to be, I don't know what the word I want to pick is, something like almost mercenary about it. We can't, we don't want to be heartless with clients that are suffering or things like that. But most partners in the old cost of living increase, most people who managed clients were afraid to talk about a 3% increase. And they'd make, excuses and tell stories of why clients wouldn't accept them and all of those things. But today it's almost life or death of the business to do this. We cannot afford to just keep serving clients who can't afford our services any longer. That's the truth of it. If the clients cannot come along on fees, we probably need to look and see whether they're a client that should be considered for culling and moving out of the business. So I think it starts with us agreeing on, what will the fee increase be, and then really being very stringent about its application and the accountability of the client servers to make those price increases or fee increases happen.
Yeah. So the way, I've had this discussion over and over this week with many firms. It's a hard discussion because the profession is so heartfelt and wants to do everything for everyone. But part of the reason people are leaving is because they're overworked, and a lot of the fees do not give staff the time that they need to feel good about the work that they're doing. So, although we need to increase fees for benefits and raises. The other reason to increase fees is so people have the right amount of time to do the work that they feel proud of. Because if they're not feeling proud of the work that they're doing, that causes them to walk away. And that everybody wants to learn how to be this true advisor, but if there's not money there in the client engagement, it's impossible to do it. Then you're giving it for free. So I've had so many conversations of firms that have brought on clients from the very beginning and never raised their prices. And the tens of years they've been, serving that client because they've been a long time client. And what we forget a lot of times in these conversations is that our customers, our clients, raise their prices, charge their customers what they need to charge in order to make money. So, when we think about the discussion really needs to be that it's a business discussion. It's not, you can be very transparent about approaching that discussion. And secondly, it is important when you go through this process to really come up with your client personas. Like, who is it that you want to be serving in your business? What are the best relationships? What kind of fee encompasses those types of relationships so that you do have money in there to be having conversations every month, that the client's personality is the kind of client that wants the kind of help that you feel appreciated, that you feel that that you can really help them with what they're looking for. And so if you don't get down to the personas of the clients that you want, it's hard to just raise fees in a vacuum. Because once you understand who your client is and who you're targeting, then when you put the fee together, you're also encompassing a package of other things that you're going to provide that type of client, because you understand who your clients are, rather than looking at it as transactional.
Yeah. Well, a lot there. One thought is some of our clients aren't increasing their pricing. And so some people would be like, well, my clients, they're not doing this. And so for me to do it, it's going to put a hardship on them, and it's all inflationary. And, I don't think we're the Federal Reserve, and we aren't going to be the ones that stop inflation from happening. We have to raise fees if our costs are increasing. And as trusted advisors, we should be telling our clients what they should be doing. And I tell my clients, CPA firm and consulting firm clients, all the time, whatever advice I'm giving you and whatever strategies you have right now in this marketplace, almost every single one of them applies to your clients. Mm-hmm. So as an advisor, you should be turning around and having these conversations that say, hey, costs are up. We're all getting fee increases from our vendors and our talent. Certainly we're having to do, stay bonuses, perhaps, certainly hiring bonuses, significant talent cost increases. And client, I hope that you are raising your pricing and fees to your customers, and I have to raise our fees to you. And I really wish I didn't, but in order for us to remain successful and profitable, and me to maintain my, top talent and put the people on the jobs that I'm doing for you, I really need to see an increase in fees of X% or X dollars, and effective when, and make these fee increases happen relentlessly. I just think that that's so important. And partners and senior managers or directors or principals or whatever the titles are, the people that control these fees, for those that we just know might be too wimpy to do it, or too, well, I mean, wimpy's, sorry, was that a judgment word? I mean, I feel wimpy sometimes. I'm right there with you. I don't like these conversations any better than anybody else does. But if I have maybe less confidence, lower pricing self-esteem, or I just hate conflict and don't ever want to, I want harmony at all times and all that. We know who those people are on our team. They need different support for this. We can't just say, okay, everybody do it and hope that this time we get a different result. I don't think we'll see any different result. The people who always do the fee increases will do them, and the ones that never do won't. So those are the people we really have to focus on. We have to give them maybe boilerplate or template language. We have written a bunch of different paragraphs that we have given to clients that help them put it in writing or say it out loud, whatever it may be that the fee increase is being attributed to. And then we have to hold them accountable. I mean, I was telling some of my clients that in their partner compensation, decisions, that they need to tell their partners, your comp will be lower if you don't raise fees by X percent. Before we add new services to these clients, before we sell more new clients, your book of business in its, or clients under management has to grow by 8, 10, 12% just based on fee increases. And if it doesn't, you're going to take a hit in comp because we can't, here's the deal. You don't raise fees for your clients. Well, we don't get to put the cheaper talent on your clients or not apply the technology we invested in on your clients. You're going to spend the same amount of money to serve the clients that we're spending over here, but you're doing it at a lower rate per hour, which does not make sense. So anyway, there need to be, support systems put in place, accountability, and then consequences if people don't do it.
And I think it's fair to do practice conversations on your own before you get on calls or meet with clients if it's not something natural for you to do or you're going to feel bad doing it. You'd be surprised because, more of these conversations I've had as people go in, I mean, the clients typically understand if they're good clients.
Yes.
If they're not good clients, they're probably not the clients that you want anyways. If they're going to, be, thinking that you're not worth that, then you need to understand why they don't think that, but are they the fit that you want for your practice? And the other thing that I think everyone needs practice on is it's okay to get a no. So sometimes, in these conversations, we get worried that a client's going to say, well, I can't stay with your firm. That's okay. If every client is staying with your firm, you're still probably not charging enough.
Right. No doubt.
You need to know there's some no's in this so that you're getting the right capacity changes to your practice as well. This isn't just about raising fees. This is about getting the workload streamlined. So even if you were to be break even, but you lost 20% of your clients, then you're still where you were last year, but your staff is less stressed out. You're able to do the work in the way that you want, and you decide with that capacity what you're going to do with it, right? Like, so does that mean you're going to bring in new clients at the higher rate? Or does it mean that, we're good at this level of clients right now? There are a number of firms I'm working with right now that are not taking on new clients. They just can't handle it between the capacity issues of staffing and the automation that they need to do in their practice as well. So part of the thing is that we need to think about how we slow down to speed up sometimes. It's important that we're not always trying to get every new client or every just keep increasing everything just to increase it. The problem is that we need to sometimes really get to our foundation, do the work that we need to do to get that foundation set so that we can speed up and make the kind of profitability that we need to make. And I'm not sure, Jennifer, if I lost you, you look frozen. Oh, there she is. There she's gone. So when she comes back, I will get her back in. But these are really important considerations to be thinking about right now. And just going back to personas, you can take the approach of a certain percent increase on all clients, or you can take the approach of what are the pricing packages we want to be offering, and at what levels of each of those packages do we want to give people options of the services that we offer as well. And it doesn't mean you have to do this on all of your clients. So maybe some of your clients, you say, I'm just going to hold steady on this group of clients while we start shifting the pricing and the packaging on a certain percentage of the clients so that they start realizing better profitability, really testing out new processes, new ways of working with those clients when you have the right amount of budget and pricing to be able to cover the work that it takes for those clients. So I think it's really important to test those things, and be able to see that it works on a subset of clients, and then be able to come back in. So while you were gone, I was talking about actually doing a subset of clients with different pricing packaging to test that as well as another option versus increasing pricing on everybody. So if you want to hold steady a certain group, know what you're going to be doing while you test on another subset through this process. That's an opportunity too, so that you get your confidence level, you're clear on what you're offering, and so forth.
Yes. Obviously, they're working on my wireless or my cable or my wire. My cable connection's down, but I'm on my tether now, so we'll see if that works. Yeah, packaging. There's two things that affect price. You know, uh, Value, but also the scope and specifics of what we're delivering for the price. And so, yeah, I agree with you. We could create good, better, best pricing for the clients that can't afford the fee increases and change scope, perhaps for those. Provide something less than, maybe reduce scope, keep fees the same, something like that. I agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
The other thing to think about related to this is not everybody should be setting pricing. So one of the evolutions that I would love to see happen in our firms is we stop letting individual client servers set fees, and that we start to clarify packaging and pricing and try to get as much pre-priced as we can, and then provide some latitude to change scope. But even certain scope changes should get approval. So for instance, I might have a client base right now that I can raise fees on most, but I have 2 or 3 exceptions. I just can't do it. I should be forced to go somewhere else for approval and discuss those. It's a little bit like you go shopping at Target or something. The person in the aisle that's helping answer your questions is not the person that set the price, and they usually can't decide the price, or anything like, or make exceptions to the price. And we shouldn't be having individual client servers be pricers. They don't have the pricing self-esteem. They may not have the market study and savvy necessary. They might not have the time to really think about these packages and these fees. So I just think that's another thing that firms really need to think about. And if we price ahead, we can then set expectations ahead and bill ahead and collect ahead and speed the cash cycle dramatically. And firms that start moving in that direction, taking pricing away from the line folks, and really giving more certainty to clients about pricing, really get somewhere exciting fast.
Well, and this all goes to training as well, of how important training is in a firm, that we train on things besides the technical skills. And so if you are good at these conversations, who can you include to just shadow the conversation, where they can just sit in there, not talk, just watch you have the conversation, how you address concerns, how you sell the value of the pricing. So too many times this is kind of like spread out and said, everybody just go do it, versus actually having a best practice, besides writing out what to say, but actually watching the conversation, because there's going to be questions coming up. And how do you deal with an uncomfortable conversation and get comfortable in what you're saying and feel confident in what you're saying as well? And part of that is watching people that are really good at doing it.
100% agree. They call that the gradual release of responsibility model, where you do it and I watch. and then you do it and I help, and then I do it and you watch and give me feedback. And that is so effective. And I agree with you. It's, it's experiential. You can give me a script that doesn't help get me the experience to have the confidence. Doing it with you a bunch would. I love that, Amy.
Yeah. Well, awesome. So we are at time. And as usual, we have plenty more to talk about, I'm sure, on this topic. But hopefully it was helpful for those of you viewing and gave you some tips to get started with this during this time. And we wish you all a great weekend and health as we go into the next week.
And into February.
Yes.
Wow. And I think I'm going to stream with you next week from Florida.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
We'll be there. So we'll see you guys from Florida. Hopefully I'll have better internet than I have here in my home office.
Right.
Thanks, everybody. Appreciate it. Thank you, Amy and Emily. See you all.
Have a great weekend.
Bye now.